Thank you, Beth. And it means a lot coming from you. Yeah, everyone can see my screen? See some hands? Yeah?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Cool. So, how to provide support that is second to none, and this is what we're gonna be starting here. So, like with the previous sessions, we're gonna start by exploring some of the survey results. So every week, we're asking you guys a few questions when you sign up, and then we're not keeping this data for ourselves. We're sharing this with you to see what other people are doing and to see what is more efficient, what is the right way of going about this. And this is basically the basis of the conversation throughout the coaching session. So first of all, this was a pretty interesting point. 99% of all survey participants said that they are using more than one method for delivering support and care plans for their clients. Out of how many, Jerome, how many signups do we have? Like close to 100,
80,
right?
80 signups, or 82 to be specific.
Okay, cool. And so, yeah, using more than one method. But then we also ask what is the most common issue, or what is making what is stopping you from delivering the best support that you can. In most cases, it's miscommunication, just trying to get on the same kind of concept as the client. I'm also going to share with you a few of the other bottlenecks or a few of the other challenges that a lot of us are experiencing when we're delivering those processes. But the biggest one by far was miscommunication. Then we also asked, like, what are you using to deliver support? And we found that 79% that are using only our platform, only the plus icon on the client's website, are saying 79% are saying that it's easy to support care plan clients. And if you guys remember from the past few weeks, I've been sharing the kind of like the perfect project workflow and pointing out the main three bottlenecks. The main three are gathering content. That's the biggest one. Then the second one in its severity is approving designs. And the one that is still annoying, but is not that bad compared to the others, is providing support, which is what we're doing now. Yes, I'm already kind of starting to push things, so because this is going to YouTube, so might as well have the new logo that is going to be launching with the website as of next week. Just replying to George's comment on the chat. So 79% said it's easy to support care plans, care plan clients with our platform. So I want to tackle the 21%, but also share with the ones that are not using it like that, how to do that properly. How do you pronounce atarim? I pronounce it atarim, even though because it's an Hebrew word, so it's easy for me to say. But I imagine that most people will call it atarim or whatever. You know, the meaning of the term is more important than the pronunciation, in my opinion. And the meaning is gonna be defined by us, you know, by the progress of the company, and you know, like by how well we're doing with getting this product out to the masses. All right, so now back to the training. So we talked about so this is the project, perfect project framework that we've been looking at every week since we started this. And as you can see now, we've gone up to here, and this is basically going to be the point that we're going to be discussing today. So before we get started with some of the challenges that we found from the survey, I want to ask you guys and get some interaction going, get the energy up. Tell me in the chat, what is the most frustrating thing about supporting care plan clients for you guys? Emails, most frustrating thing, right? What else? Let's see what else we've got here. I'm just gonna expand this. Keeping track of requests, right? Because especially when we're using emails and stuff like that, you know, things get lost. But more than that, the clients never see the results. They only see the pending problem, what they requested now. So they never have like a record of the things that you've already accomplished for them. And that kind of connects to what Rosie said, keeping track of requests from us and from the client's point of view, I would say as well. Prioritizing clients. So some clients need more attention. Maybe they are on a different care plan tier compared to others, and you want to give them some priority support. So that could be a bit of a struggle there. Just having issues with your mic. With your mic, Leanne, that's cool. As long as you're with us and you can hear us, that's perfect. Just convincing clients that they need it, right? So how do we get clients on board with actually getting onto a care plan? Some of them believe that that a website is a static thing, that they pay for it once and that's it. It's like done, right? Even though we all know that a website is an evolving creature, right? Within our own businesses and within our clients' businesses, it needs to evolve as the business evolves as well. Right, so convincing client to use this. That's from Sue. George is saying, I received an email from a very old client, right? I almost didn't see it, right? So it's hard to kind of track the ones that are kind of coming in and out. Teach them how to contact me correctly. So that's from Patrick, which is true, because a lot of times when we're getting those messages, we're getting just like those 3 words. There's a very logical, psychological aspect to why this is happening that we're gonna talk about as well. But that's to me, that was the most annoying thing, because that creates additional back and forth, because they don't give us the information that we need to really help them, and then they get pissed off when we ask them for more details, right? Teach them how to contact me correctly, right? Consistent communications, that's for Mark. Mark, good to see you. And unclear requests, exactly, from Heike here. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name right, Heike. Heike? Yeah, awesome. And Leland is saying, client who use too many different ways of communicating requests. Some are dropping you a text message, calling you up, sending you emails, and the whole thing is a mess. And again, there is a very logical explanation to why that is happening. And that was my biggest struggle, really, when through my freelancing days, as well as going into the agency, getting the clients to stop texting me and texting or sending messages in the right way, so that my team can take care of it, and I don't need to always be juggling these communications back and forth between myself and my team. Clients who use too many different, yeah, that's the one that we just talked about from Leland. That's I'm saying it's great, but it's not great, and we'll see why. They think it's too expensive, or with the care plans, and so they don't do it, right? So so why do people think something is too expensive? They can't really see the value in it, and we're also going to cover that with our proposed daily, weekly, and monthly workflows. Right, so a lot of interesting answers here. Teresa is saying defining and staying within the scope and getting the clients to understand what's in scope. What is that exactly? So that actually is more around the build itself, I would say. Or maybe, Teresa, you mean like the scope of the care plan, what is allowed within the care plan or not. So there's also a way of communicating that to the client, and I'll try to cover that as well. And yeah, we have my opt-in form does not work. Right, so some of us place like a form within the website and expecting the clients to go to our website to reach out to us for support. And that is one of those, one of those solutions that we come up with as being tech savvy, being web designers and web developers ourselves, but in most cases, putting a form on our own website, on the agency's website, is something that is gonna rarely be used, just to get them into the habit of going into the website and finding that URL and all of that kind of stuff. Right, and then we have vague requests that lead to lots of legwork. Exactly, Leland, back and forth, what we call in communication developed traffic, right? So which is the concept of instead of taking a simple communication cycle from A to B, we're creating a lot of additional steps along the way that are just not needed. Like they're just redundant. And yeah, and that creates frustration on both sides. It's like communication is a game of catch, and if we're throwing the ball not properly, if you're playing catch and you're throwing the ball there, then the other guy's like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? You know, why is he throwing it? Why is he not tossing the ball my way so that I can actually catch that? So that creates a lot of frustration on both ends when a lot of back and forth start to happen. Clients will never seem happy no matter what you do, right? With Jerome, so we had a few clients like that, which again, a lot of this is on us, and this was our problems of how we were dealing with them. Clients that think they know best, right? So they think they know everything, and they're not giving us the authority that we should have as the experts. But I would actually say to around that concept, Kevin, that authority is something that you take, not necessarily something that you are given. You know, being the alpha of the relationship is very important when it comes to building that authority up. And we'll see that we'll see how we are so precise with our instructions so that they take us seriously, right? Because uncertainty causes people to steer away from systems. So we want to create something that is very super defined. Right, so Teresa is clarifying, I made the scope of the care plan. Yes, also having a good flow between a request and payment if it's out of scope of their care plan. That's a great point. So yeah, so there's a lot of challenges that is being flagged here. They ask to perform a task, then after you have completed the work, decide they want something different. Very frustration, which again comes to the point of very frustrating, which comes to the point of really understanding what the other side wants, so that you can provide them with the solution that they had in mind, or at least a better one, because we are in a position to supply better solutions in most cases than what our clients can think of, being the experts, right? And yeah, so or they forget to throw the ball back at all, right? So they just leave the ball on the ground and, you know, just never follow up, right? And I have to say, hey, do you think you want to throw the ball back? Right, another task for me to follow up and just do all of those kind of stuff, right? So there's a lot of frustration that comes around dealing with clients as a whole. And even through my agency days, I used to say that, you know, if it wasn't for the clients, this business would have been perfect, right? So these are the common issues that we also found on the survey. People were saying that, testifying about themselves, that they need better processes in place to deliver the care plans. Miscommunications or lack of detail when it comes to those communications, lack of understanding from the client. They don't understand what we're doing or what we're trying to achieve. The need for us to understand their problem so that we can provide a solid solution that is, like we said with Kevin's response, something that makes sense and actually provides them with the answer that they wanted for their request, for their problem, for their challenge within their business. Having to juggle several communication methods. And as we've seen, 99% of us are using multiple and juggling all of those different communications to perform this rather simple task, or rather simple kind of a task in our day-to-day. At least it's supposed to be just talking to a client and doing the work, right? And then forget the password and login processes, right? That's also annoying. And that's the kind of the main things that we found from there. So I want to address one more question over to you guys, and to kind of frame this around what we're going to talk about, so that we can put a bit of a mirror in front of us and see how often do you communicate with your care plan clients? And more than that, please tell me in the chat, how much time is allocated per client per month on average? Yeah, so we have Leanne contacting about 3 times a month, which is actually great. A group WhatsApp message goes out once a month from Leland, basically to all of the clients, Leland, one message that is kind of going out to all of them, right? And then we have 2 hours spent per month, per client per month. That's from Beth. So which is great. It gives us a lot of time to do some awesome stuff for them. Monthly as a minimum, right, well, Steve, once a month on a minimum, as a minimum, and then they contact, we supply some recontact, right? And we supply some reports you guys supply some reports along with that. George is contacting his care plan clients once a week, which is awesome. We have Eki doing this on a monthly basis, 1 to 3 hours per client per month for Mark, which is great. Yeah, we have a minimum once a month, 1 hour, but some have 2 or 3 now and then. That's from Fanny. Yes. So do you guys have any tiers within your care plan where you're providing additional hours of support for those more complex websites? We don't have a defined amount of time. That's from Teresa. Usually only when there is a problem, we or they see, right? We also include hosting within our care plan. So we may have several contacts throughout the month. We have 2 tiers. That's for Teresa, right? So that's great. And that kind of puts us in a place where we can, first of all, reflect as to what other people are doing within their business. And I know that a lot of times care plans is something that is being pushed to the back burner. And this is kind of one of those things that we think that, okay, I got them signed up on the subscription. That's my basic bread and butter for the month. You know, I'm just going to build my recurring revenue. So I have a few additional, a few hundreds or ideally a few thousands dollars or pounds that are coming in every month that are just from those ongoing clients. But we're going to talk about kind of a method of leveraging a lot more from that. So this is exactly the point that I'm getting to now. So instead of looking at care plan clients as just the bread and butter, just the ones that you contact once a month, twice a month, really the ones that are already running and paying on a monthly basis, these are the ones that are primed for spending a lot more, or I don't mean spending in a bad way, but investing further into their own websites and expanding their usage and getting more value out of the platform that you created for them. So I propose that the care plan should only be the stepping stone for additional work that we're creating from these clients. And really, if we get this done right, we don't need any other new clients. You know, we can just work with those core 10, 20, 50 care plan clients and really build a thriving business based on that. Because we know as business owners that the work on the website never ends. There's always more stuff to be done. So these are some of the stuff that I'm going to be covering. We have creating a defined place for the communications, and this is going to allow us to tackle one of the biggest challenges, which is just juggling the whole thing. You know, getting a message on my phone, and then I missed it, right, because I was dealing with another message that came in via email, while a client sent me a private message on Facebook, and while I'm dealing with that request, someone else is just calling me, and it's a whole mess, you know, while really I have a team that is meant to deal with those things instead of me. So creating a defined place for our communications, I'll show you exactly how. Getting clients on board. So once we have that defined place, we're going to see how to get them on board and how to enforce it. Then we're going to talk about the 3 communication cycles that we need to have with our clients. Our daily workflow when it comes to getting those one-off requests, those different changes that come on in and here and there from the different clients. I don't mean contacting every client every day, but they contact us, so we need to deal with requests and support tickets that are coming in. Then we're also gonna explore a weekly workflow that we employed within our agency, and it worked awesome to give everyone the clarity that they need to you know, when we were focusing on the agency, we had that in place to make sure that everyone is in the know, and we keep building that relationship on a weekly basis with our clients, because a relationship is built on a number of touch points. You know, like you can't build a relationship based on one communication every one now and then, or when someone actually just needs something. You have to be proactive about that to really build a thriving relationship. And then also we're going to talk about the monthly workflow, where I imagine most of you guys, and please confirm on the chat if this is correct, most of you guys do the care updates. So you go through the website and you do all the plugin updates, the theme updates. Is that happening usually once a month? Is that right? Or any other kind of time spans? Let me know in the chat here. Right. Wow, Teresa is updating the websites on a daily basis, and it depends on the plugin from Leanne. So that is very, very proactive. I would say that it's even counterproductive to some of the things that we're going to be talking here, because it doesn't, if we're updating things daily, first of all, it means that we're going into the website on a daily basis, into all of the websites on a daily basis. So there's a limit to the way that we can scale this thing, but also it means that, yes, okay, so Fanny is sending the reports once a month. So my concern when it comes to updating on a daily basis is that we don't have a specific touch point to when we're actually going to be sending out a roundup of what was happening, right? Often updates can break, so not only fix, automatic daily updates, monthly reports, that from Patrick, that's great. So yeah, so we have the monthly reports, that's the kind of touch point that we have there. I offer plugin theme and core updates plus additional backups as my standard packages. Updates run weekly, backups daily. That's perfect. But when it comes to you guys doing the work, going into all of the client's website, is that something that you do daily, or is there a different kind of time span? I can see that some are doing that daily. We are updating many daily using WP MUDev's automation, but not core WP or WooCommerce, right? Daily as needed. Okay, that's cool. So I want to share with you our process. So we were doing this. So of course, if there is, because we're kind of immersed in the community, we know if there is some kind of a critical update, or, you know, a couple of, I think it was a couple of months ago, there was this thing with file uploads, with file manager, and so we had to kind of like make sure that it's not there, because it shouldn't be there, but just in case, or when there is some kind of security breach by any of the other plugins that are out there, we know, and we do that like that. But we try to create roundups, and that creates the system for us to actually go about the this particular workflow that I'm going to zoom in and show you what's going on in a second, to make sure that we have those communications in place. Is there somewhere we can look at the diagram separately? Hard to see in the video, I agree. And that's why I also have it as an image so that I can zoom in and take you through the different steps. But this is actually the monthly one. So before we get to that, this is just gonna be like a sneak preview for 20 minutes from now. But I'm gonna start from, if I'm gonna go back to the presentation, I'm going to start from creating the defined place for communication. And let's talk about this for a second when it comes to why we need a defined place. And a great kind of, parable when it comes to why we need that kind of thing is like with kids and toys. So, you know, there's these kids where they have like toys just thrown all over the room, and then nothing has value. Something breaks, normally it doesn't matter. I'm just going to grab this one from here, but everything is a mess, and everything just stays a mess because nothing has a place. And a lot of times we're creating this scenario for ourselves when it comes to our communications with clients. Because there are no rules, then everything goes. When there is no system, there is chaos, and that is just always going to be the case. So what we want to do, and that is something that you know, if you kind of now I have a little baby, so we're watching a lot of those Super Nanny kind of if you remember that show. So a lot of times she would go into a room that is super messy, and she would tell the parents, no, get everything out, put everything in boxes away from their view, and keep just 3 toys on specific places on a shelf. And that means that every toy has a place, and they can pick up the toy, and they know where to place it back, instead of it just being thrown all over the room. And I'm sure the guys can see how that really correlates to where you can see the Manfred is asking, where can we see or consult the workflow? I'll share this after, and I'm actually going to zoom in and show you all of those things. And maybe Jerome can even include that in the replay email.
Yeah, it will be on the blog post, definitely.
Okay, awesome. So you guys can go there and take it. This is working. And then right. So back to my point, creating a defined place communication for communications. So because we're not restricting our clients, that's exactly what we're getting. So we want to create that one place and make it super clear and easy for them to reach out to us when they need us. But then we also need to enforce it. So again, going back to that super nanny example, if the kid doesn't put the toy back on the shelf, we are gonna need to tell them, no, you have to put the toy back on the shelf because that's the only way that it goes. It needs to go there. So you need to sometimes steer the kid back to the right system a few times before they form a habit. But once it becomes a habit, that's it. It's very hard for them to break it. How we're creating a defined place for communications. And within your accounts, within your Atarim, within your WP feedback account for this week, from next week, the Atarim account, you're going to find an email swipe file with a picture of that is going to show you exactly what I'm talking about right now. Loving this analogy, Teresa, awesome. And when we're getting a client onto a care plan, in most cases, that would be the natural step after a project. So I know that for our agency, we rarely took on care plan clients that we didn't build the website for. I know there's agencies out there that focus specifically on care plans and they take whatever comes their way. They have other processes for checking the websites, making sure that it doesn't have Visual Composer or something, one of those tools that we don't want to be using, like Avada from 10 years ago. But in most cases, for most agencies, it's just a natural transition where we go through a project and then we go. So I'm going to go back to here. We go through the project, and then with the launch, we send them logins to the new website once it's set up on that new domain, and then tell them now we're gonna give you like 2 weeks of free changes or small kind of tweaks, or if you find any bugs, reach out to me. But after that, you have to join a care plan so we can keep updating the website. And there's so that kind of goes to one of the points that I don't remember who mentioned in the chat as to why they think it's too expensive, or they don't see or really expect. When someone's saying it's too expensive, it actually means they can't see the value in it. And nowadays, it's super easy to do because there are laws that require people to maintain their websites. So I know that here in the UK and all around Europe, we have GDPR that are forcing people to maintain or to prove if they are being sued, or if they are being kind of if this is kind of comes up, they have to prove that they took genuine effort of making sure that the website is secure, which means in WordPress case, it means that it needs to be updated on a regular basis. So that, first of all, just straight out of the gate means that if we don't do it, someone else has to do it, and it's hard to do. Because you need to go through a full-on process. Another kind of good example of getting people on board is just listing the stuff that you're doing. So I'm just going to take you to a website. Listing all the benefits of it. So let me go to care plans. I'm just going to show you mine. So you see what I'm talking about here. So, right. So we have that kind of, we have the list of features and the pricing table, and, it looks very fancy, but we're also trying to educate them as to adding the value. So just telling them you need a care plan, sometimes will do. It depends on the level of relationship that you manage to build with the client throughout the project. But sometimes you got to sell it, like a lot of the stuff that we need to do as business owners. And so it's very important to clarify why this is needed. Your car, house, office, or shop need regular maintenance. The website is no different, and so on and so on. As well as listing out the benefits of the different items that you're actually providing. Why do we need enterprise gate, constant security monitoring to keep any nasty intruders out? Nightly website backups, secure backups, so your site can be restored quickly if anything goes wrong. All of those kind of stuff. It's like a proper landing page, and again, all of included in your plan. So you have all of those different elements in here. That I'm sure that you guys are running within your, nothing is really special with our care plans. We're doing just the industry standard, right? So where am I? Here. Creating a defined place. So now we saw how we're taking the client on, and now let's see how we're creating that defined place. Provided that we're going through a flow here, you should be using Atarim throughout the entire project workflow, because that's going to save between 50 to 80% of your project delivery. Now, by the time they get to there, they're already familiar with the tool. But even for the ones that are not, you're going to find the swipe file to send over to them to really introduce them to the tool once they are on there. Now, there is a broader view as to why we want to use the client website when we're providing support. We want them to go to the client. We want them to go to their own website. We want them to wear the shoes that they bought. Because the more people wear the shoes, the more they create an emotional bond with the product, and they can understand the value of what WordPress does to them. And I'm sure that you guys can agree that the clients that never visit their own websites are the ones that are not spending any additional money on it. They are the ones that are going to be frustrated when they need to pay the monthly recurring revenue of the support, because they look at it like a flyer that they just put it out there and it's done. But the ones that are actually logging into the website, the ones that either figured it out for themselves or you trained them to really engage with that amazing platform, are the ones that are going to come back to you and ask for more stuff, and are going to come up with ideas. They're going to find the bugs, and eventually they're going to go up the levels because they need more hours, they need more attention. They're going to need not only 1 hour. So the ones that are really active for us are here, like Charles Jerome, for example. He's on the website every day, even though he has like and it works. He's on the website, so the website is actually working for him, generating more than $150,000 in revenue every month. So for once we got them to his level, because when we first started, that was not the case. Once we got them to this level, this seems minuscule compared to the results that he's getting from the platform. And WordPress websites can sell in millions, or some of our clients don't need millions of clients. They need just like the 5-10 leads coming in every month, and they're good to pay these plans and more. Right, so we want to get the client using their own website, and now I'll show you how that is done. So of course we have here WP Feedback installed on this demo website, and I want to show you the experience from the client's point of view when they first log in. I just want to make sure that I don't have guest mode turned on, because once the website goes live, guest mode goes off, so that we don't have people leaving messages all around the place, right? So yes, I'm just going to turn this one off. Choose the client user from here. And then I can show you what I mean. So what we share with them is basically this URL, including the login parameter. So if we're just going to copy this one, and I'm going to go to incognito here, and I'm going to open this from their phone, because we want to make this super simple for them. We don't want, most of our clients don't sit in front of a computer all day long. And even if they do, the phone is right there next to them, like I imagine for all of you guys. It's a lot more accessible to reach out to you via their phone. And so what we want to do is we want to send them to the website. So the message that you will find within your account is telling the client this. Please click this link that I'm sharing right here from your phone and save this page to your phone's home screen. And we even included a picture of 2 steps of how they can do that. Why do we want to do that? Because we want to create a place, which means that if they do that, what they will find is on their phone, they're going to have an icon of their own logo, because the favicon of the website is the client's logo. So it's already nice. Everyone likes stuff with their own logos splashed on them, right? I know that I do. So they have their own logo to click on within their phone, so that they don't need to click WhatsApp. They don't need to click the Messenger. They don't need to click Gmail. They click on their own logo. So it's already really encouraging for them to get into the flow. Then once they click through, the first thing that they will see is the login form with your logo. So of course you can white label this kind of stuff, the logo that is up here, which means that they clicked on their own business, and the first thing that welcomed them into that process is you, with your branding and with your logo, your colors and everything. Of course, after they insert the logins for the first time, the browser will remember it. So there is no additional struggles when it comes to them remembering logins, to go to log into your customer. Like a lot of us have client portals on our own website, or we require them to log into Trello, to Asana or ClickUp or whatever to leave those requests. No, get them into their own website. It's gonna pay off big time, I'm telling you. So once the browser remembers their password, that's it. No struggles around remembering passwords ever again. And the first thing that they see is their homepage, because our login post, so the login pop-up that you see doesn't take the customer to the backend. The backend is horrible when it comes to client's point of view. Sending people directly into the WP admin is disruptive. Disruptive and yeah, is that the term, Jerome? Yeah.
It's disruptive and destructive.
Destructive.
They're both right.
That's the one I was looking for, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Why? Because they are used to seeing this beautiful design with their brand colors, their logo on the top area of the whole thing. But then what they really see is like a gray area that has no kind of correlation to what they feel is the reality. So getting clients oriented with the WP admin screen is pretty hard, especially the ones that are not really savvy. But everyone likes to see their own logo. Like I said, it's true all over the world. So as long as they are here, they can either click the plus icon and choose anything on the website, or create a general task asking, can you please send me the invoices from the past 3 months? Right, so let's compare this to every other solution that is out there. Right now, what most of us are doing is we're requesting the client to go to open their inbox, find your email as well, or type your name so that it finds the email. I'm just talking about numbers of steps, finding the email, inserting a subject line, going into the body there, writing that message, which usually is going to be a lot longer, and most of the stuff that they're going to say we don't need that. We don't need the greeting, and we don't need the ending. We just need the core of the problem so we can get the job done. So a chat-like system is already creating that mindset compared to email. But then also we're going to be collecting their screen size, their browser version, and I'm going to show you how you're receiving that message on your end so that it also makes sense from that point. Everything is neatly organized. Another awesome thing about this is that now they have a record of every single request that they have done to you before. And what is going to happen as you're completing tasks on their website, it's going to look pretty much like this in most of your websites, which means that if there is one pending task or two pending tasks, they can they're not only focusing on the problem, they can really see that you've dealt with problems many times before for them, which is reducing the anxiety of clients that are not tech savvy, that for them, a lot of the things seem critical, even though we know that they are not. Because when they look at their inbox, they see messages from all kinds of different places. They never see the completed work that you've done for them. So that creates a very reassuring view for the clients. Just seeing that, they're going to tell themselves, intuitively that, okay, if Leland or if Heike already completed 17 tasks for me before, or 170 tasks for me before, then probably they're gonna be good with dealing with those 2 pending tasks. And I don't need to stress them out because I can see that they've done the work before. Right, so far we created a place. If I'm gonna go back to our flow here, create a defined place for communication, which is on their phone. It's a lot easier than clicking on WhatsApp or clicking on Gmail or clicking on Facebook and finding the whole thing. And then I also showed you how to get the clients on board. More than that, we provided within your account a swipe file that you can change, make it your own. It has an image of showing them in 2 steps how they can save the thing to their phone, either on iPhones or on Android devices. So we consume the entire complication for you when it comes to how to train them and get them on board. Also, you will need to enforce, because wherever there is no system, there is chaos. And like kids, if I'm going back to that example, the most rotten kids are the ones that never had a process in place or a daily workflow in place, or they never had rules, they never had boundaries. And so now it's gonna be up to you to create those boundaries for those for your clients. And when they are steering away from the system, you just need to push them back, letting them know that please click your icon on your phone and leave a message over there. This will give me all the information that I need to help you faster. And that's what everyone wants. And if you were dealing with some of those clients before, they will know they will see the effect, because a communication cycle is gonna be just A to B. A customer makes a request and you fulfill the request. There isn't need for asking for screenshots, for give me clarity, send me the link, all of these. What browser version are you using? Are you on your phone? Where are you looking at this? So all of these questions, valid questions that we have, are creating those back and forth and are now automated through this process, right? So getting the clients on board and making sure that you stay strong and you enforce the system. So far, any questions? Such a good point. We love this about our feedback, Atarin. Thank you, Teresa. So true. Just tell me what you freaking need. Exactly, right? When it comes to the long emails, right? They're leaving us books sometimes. But when it's a chat, it's a lot more intuitive to just write what you need and move on with your day instead of writing their life story. Does this make sense, guys? Let me know in the comments here. Can you see yourself implementing this within your agency? Before moving on to the workflows. Yes, awesome. Yes, I already do. That's awesome, Leanne. Perfect. Great. Okay, let's move to this. Let's move to the daily workflow. So now the daily workflow doesn't mean that we need to reach out to worried about the technologically challenged clients, right? So our tool is mocked after. So I get that, Leland. That's a very common worry from users and from potential users, especially because we think that our clients can't do anything in a lot of cases. Some of them can't do most things, but what they can do is they can go into Facebook. They can go into Gmail, and our platform is mocked after, and you can see that even when you look at the design, we are the client interface. What is used on the client's website is mocked after those tools, after Google and Facebook, on purpose so that it creates affinity with tools that they are already familiar with, so that it doesn't seem like a far-fetched thing for them to do. So try that and enforce it. And you'll see that once they do it once, they're going to get the hang of it. It's even going to be fun. You know, it's kind of like a bit of a game. Very interesting approach. I like that. Awesome. I have to say that even our most tech challenge clients use WP feedback with few issues and minimal instructions. That's awesome, Teresa. Yes, it's designed for them. Our niche within the agency was charities, which is, you know, the average age of a charity trustee is 74 years old. So if they manage to do it, everyone can. Right, your team's your daily workflow. Right, so let's have a look at that. I'm going to take you to the agency dashboard, and show you your daily workflow. I just want to make sure that I'm clarifying the use case of, or the use of this of the agency dashboard for you. This is your inbox. Okay, every day, like you're going into your Gmail inbox and opening that. That is what this is for. The goal here is super simple. Just get everything to green. So you can see here on the upcoming website that Jerome and I have been working hard on for the past couple of weeks. We have 17 pending tasks. Jerome, I hope you're on it.
I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you.
Then we have Charles, which is an ongoing client on our care plans, and everything is done. He created 2 tasks just today, and everything is already complete. We have some just like testing stuff in here, you know, some other clients that have some pending tasks, you know, but the goal is just getting things to green. Let's go to this demo site that we were looking at before and seeing this. So what the main, and here's the task that I just created. Can you please send me the invoices from the past 3 months? So this view, yeah, this is from a demo earlier today, right? So from this view, the task center within the dashboard, we created a few things that are usually destroying our days as agency owners and as people that are dealing with multiple clients. First of all, we gave you your focus back, which means that as opposed to right now how most people do it, you get a message from one client and then the other message is from another client. And then there's 2 other messages from the first one, and then we're going back to that second website, and then we have a third website. Our whole day is just jumping between websites, or even worse, jumping between communication channels and their different websites. So here, everything is nested into the different projects, which means that I'm going to tackle those 17 tasks that we have here pending. It's a little bit light, tight between the sections. I agree. I don't know what to put that. Is that Alex, right? Yeah, I agree. I'm going to take care of that, Jerome. And then I'm going to continue down this path until I'm getting to the until I'm getting this to green. Only then I'm going to move on to the next project and get that to green as well. To the customer that I've chosen the cheetah option, I would like to send an automated, you see, this is a proper general request about a plugin that is installed on their checkout, but is so used to using the tool already that it's just randomly created a task, a general task somewhere on the website, right? And within a couple of hours, he got that response. Another one here, the tags are jumbled, changing a text. Yeah, that's the entire scope of the message from this client. And we knew everything, so you can see the flow. Please change this. I'll take this one, done. Hey, Charles, this is now done, right? And this is how a communication cycle should look like. Just a request coming in. I have all the clarity that I need. I know exactly what website, what page he's on, what website, what screen size, everything that I need to click the plus icon and get the task complete. So that is your daily workflow. You log on to here and then you look at the dashboard. You make sure that you don't have anything not green. And then you click on the ones that are not, and you just get to work. Just go through the different items, right? And another kind of cool things for those of us that are managing teams is this view. So the Kanban boards that we have here are giving you a snapshot of your entire agency at any given moment. So just by looking at this in the morning, I can see what needs doing. And basically, I just want everything to look like this. This is the ideal view for me. You know, everything is just done. But if it's not, I can also see what my team is already working on. So I can see there's two items here that are marked as in progress at the moment. Some things need my review. So if they need my review, or they are not sure what to do, they're gonna drag this over to pending review. And of course, everything that is done is marked as done. So I get that kind of clarity as the agency owner, visual clarity as to what is the status of each client, and also throughout the entire agency if I'm going to click on task from all the sites, right? Yes, so that's the boards, and that covers our daily workflow. Any questions so far before I move on to the weekly one? Let's see. I also give priority on purpose for questions via our feedback, WhatsApp questions after a day. I love that, Fanny, and I think that this is I actually do that as well. If I do have clients that sometimes test me and send messages on WhatsApp, they will wait. You know, and if they create that task on within the dashboard, it will get done. Right. So I'm also using a framework for the first time to design a website from scratch. The client is Tech Challenge, and they have done great job using it to add content. That's awesome. Great to hear, Mark. I've adopted this daily approach, and I find that I am much more proficient. That's awesome, Mark. Yeah, Mark is implementing. I love it. Right. So now let's go over to the weekly workflow. So what do we do to build a relationship with our clients? So usually what happens is that we have a touch point with our clients either when they need us. So they are reaching out to us when they are already in distress or when they need our help of some sort. And the other thing that happens is that's like the throughout the month, but then once a month we send them a report from Managed WP or from Main WP or something like that, which is right. But then there is the other weeks of the month where we're kind of like in between. So what I propose, and that will come into place with it when you'll see our upsell approach on the monthly. When it comes to the weekly responses, we want to turn on the automatic reports from within WP Feedback, from within Atarim. The reason why we want to do that is we want to make sure that the client is aware, or that we're actually just making sure that they know that we are there for them. So instead of what a lot of us are thinking is that, once I got them on the care plans, I hope that they never talk to me ever again, right? Like a lot of us consider these clients to be the best clients, the one that we never talk to, and they only send us, we only send them the report once a month, and they pay monthly, and that's cool, But we're actually losing a lot of revenue by going down this approach, because it's a lot easier to sell to someone that already bought from you, as opposed to trying to score new projects all the time and, trying to convince leads, and especially with rising competition, the ones that we have relationships with are just going to keep buying from us because we are their channel. We are the web guy, right? So we want to make sure that we have an ongoing communication going with them. And that is done through the weekly automated reports. So just turn it on and that's it, right? Basically, we're done with this stage. Now, in order for these reports, for these weekly reports to have something within them, we actually need to do some work for these clients, which means that we want to encourage them to ask for stuff on top of the stuff that we're already doing for them. And that brings me to the monthly workflow. Now I'm going to go back and share this. Yeah, we were supposed to end now. Jerome is sometimes I talk too much. So Jerome is here to enforce that. But please stay with me 15 more minutes, guys. This is going to become a lot more interesting even now. So I'm going to quickly run through this, and you're going to see that as well on the blog post that is going to come tomorrow with this training. So we have a few tools that we're using. And this is what new team members look into when it comes to delivering the monthly roundup. So Manage WP is one tool, and of course, I'm not married to this one. You can use GoDaddy Pro, which is basically the same as Manage WP, or you can use Main WP or Infinite WP. There's a few of them out there that do the same thing, or WPMU Dev, which is also a great solution for this kind of stuff. We just kind of happen to use that. And then we also have the agency dashboard and the client interface plugin for the use cases that we've seen now, and we're going to see a little more in here. But then I'm also kind of clarifying what it needs to be done on the server, on the website itself, or on the server side, or the hosting side, as well as if there are issues, and of course done, right? So logging in, sending intimation, I don't know what there's a misprint here, but the initiation message to client via a general task can response that we have that just says, we're starting a care updates on your website. This just gives them the clarity that we're starting the work. And also because during care plans, sometimes things break, so that they don't freak out, they have the clarity that they need when we're doing that. So it starts with that first message. First client touch point is right here. How do we do that? We either go to, where am I? Yeah, we either go to the client here, task center, and create this. Wherever, usually we're going to put that on the home page. So I'm just going to go home and start saying the message. Hey, Jerome, we're starting a monthly care plan round, just so you're aware. You know, and sometimes we would get a message saying, no, please don't. We have a promotion running right now. I need to choose the user. So I'm going to notify Alex in this case, but we have the WordPress users here, the client user, of course, right? Sometimes it says, no, we have a promotion running at the moment. Please don't break the website, or don't do anything on the website right now. Please postpone this. So we're giving them the clarity, and we're just reducing stress all around when we're doing this first step. Next up, opening the website on Manage WP or wherever, right? Go to backups and click backup, then go back to the dashboard. I'm just going to run through some of those stuff. Check the notes. So in there, we have notes about some plugins that we customize, so we don't want to update. So before we're pushing update, we just want to make sure that everything is cool. Click optimize, and you guys know the process of the stuff that are done in there. Go to comments and make sure that there aren't any spam and everything is marked properly. And then update WordPress. By selecting WordPress layer, you can also do safe update, you know what to do with these guys, right? So I'm just going to skip, update the theme, update plugins, and then if the website broke, yes, send a canned response to the client. First of all, listen, we're working on this, don't worry. You know, we can do that from the dashboard. It's still going to send them that email notification, even if the website is down. Fix the web, and then you go and fix the website and do whatever is needed. If everything is cool, then you test the crucial features of the plugin. You go of the website. You go and you check the website. The homepage looks nice. The forms are operational. The checkout works well, and so on. Right? You test website on desktop and mobile view. Then you go to the security stuff and whatever. You do all of those kind of performance checkups. Disable, update any plugins that cause vulnerability. Why is the website slow all of a sudden? So just making sure that everything is nice and tidy. These are all stuff that you will find within those tools, Manage WP or Main WP or whatever. If you are not using one, I would like to encourage you to do that for your client's sake and for your own sanity. Right, then. I kind of ran through that quickly, but I think you guys get the drift of what's happening on this flow. Then once we have let me go there. Yes, uptime monitor, whatever. Open the client report, create a new report. Then review the details in step 2 of create report, which is just a screen over there. And then just generate that. Review the details in the last step. Click preview and download. Download the PDF. Send the canned response. All done. So again, we're going to send them that report from the same system that we're trying to get them to use all the time. This way, we're leading by example. Then the care update is done, but not really. There's two additional steps that we're gonna be adding here after we're sending out the report, which is going around the website and trying to think, what else can I do for this guy? So you're just gonna figure out, identify 1 to 3 additional tasks or projects that you think it's time to do. And by doing that, you're just going to create either either point it out on the screen or create a general task around this particular thing. For example, this could be, listen, I think that it's time to update the product page. We haven't done that in a couple of years, and I can see there's a few things here that we can do. So let me just sprinkle some stickers around the stuff that I suggest that we would do, and I will grab them. We will round them up into a project. Projects mean upsells, right? From our point of view, but also we want to kind of make sure that the clients is getting their money's worth when there are hours of support in there. What we would do is we would also tag these tasks as future tasks. And the future task it's such a powerful tag to do to increase revenue after the project, but also during the project. And some of you, I think it was you, Teresa, that were talking about some scope creep, right? So if there is someone that is requesting something beyond the scope of the project, the future task tag is amazing for that, because it communicates to them that we're not just disregarding the request, but it's not important right now. So we can do this later. And of course, this will come after the build for an additional cost, or as a way of utilizing their care plan hours, that the prepaid hours that they bought from us. So let me show you what I mean by this. I'm going to go to the demo site. And you see we have future tasks. Let's click on that. And you see we have a bunch of different future tasks here. We need a quote form with 40 fields, right? That could be a request that you're getting on the last revision round of the website that they never told you before, that we need like a massive quote form. So definitely a future task because this is a project of its own. And to add a tag like this, just so you have the clarity, you just go to here and type in future task. Yeah, and it's gonna find it from the list that you already have. Of course, everything is then filtered within your agency dashboard. So I just clicked on filters, future task, and now I get a list of stuff that we can do after. And these are basically our list of upsells that we can do for each one of our clients on an ongoing basis. So if I'm going to take you back to here, identify 1 to 3 tasks or projects that we can do this month, or check the previous list of future tasks based on tags, right? And we're just going to keep following up if we don't have any new ideas, and just inside this task saying, how about we do this month, right? You encourage the client to enhance their website, enhance the value that they're getting from the website, or at least the perceived value from their point of view. If we want to create a team section, I remember that last time that we talked, you talked about some kind of a team section that you want to do. My centerboard doesn't work, which is why I was asking what it's for. I can see tasks on left, but when I click the task found, flash quickly on screen, but then it disappear. That should not happen, Eliane. So any stuff like this, please push over to the support. You're gonna get sorted. The dashboard actually works this because this is like a SaaS tool. Everything should be unified. So if you're getting some kind of an error, then please let us know, because other people might be experiencing this as well. But essentially, everything should be super smooth when it comes to the performance of this platform. Right. So so we saw the use of future tasks that we have them listed here. Then I'm going to show you how we're rounding up projects. So for example, I'm going to go to this guy, and we can see product page. I gave the example of a product page because this is really something that we did. And you can see we have a list of stuff around specifically the product page that needs doing. We should delete the top line of these two sections. Please add a discount after the percentage. Can we have some labels added to this area? Can we have this triangle instead of a circle, here? And so on and so on and so on. So a lot of kind of just updating the design, getting them to kind of, spruce up different elements of their website proactively. That's it. That's so we talked about the daily workflow, how you can tackle tasks on a quick basis through the dashboard, using that as your inbox. That's what it's designed for. It's designed to give you the focus that you need when you're doing your daily work supporting clients. We also showed you and provided the swipe files and all of the resources needed to get the clients on board. And then it's gonna be on you to build that authority and get the client back to the system that is gonna be beneficial for both of you until they form a habit. Once the habit is there, you're gonna see that they're not gonna wanna talk to you any other way. They might even tell you, kind of like wink at you. Why are you not sending this through the website, So, because that's what they're gonna get used to. So lead by example with your daily requests. Don't use email, don't accept that. Don't use WhatsApp, don't accept that. And as well, we saw the daily workflow, which is basically just a checkbox of turning on the automated weekly reports to make sure that they see what was done, what is gonna be done next, because you have pending or in progress. And based on the status of the different tasks that you have pending for the websites, it's gonna show them all of those stuff. People are using WhatsApp for business, really? Yes, a lot of us agencies. It just, it just happens, and unless you cut this, it's just gonna keep growing, this problem. And of course, the monthly workflow, I shared with you our roundup and showed you a simple yet very effective mechanism of increasing revenue, but also building that relationship with the client by using what you've already done, which is the websites that you've created before for those clients. Any questions? Let's see. Let's go to questions. Can you provide that workflow? Yes. Jerome is going to publish this session inside the as a blog post coming tomorrow. Jerome?
End of day tomorrow, yeah.
Yes, and that will be on there. Can you save the message so you can use them as templates? For example, the care alert, we're starting the weekly updates. That's a great question, Leland. One of the features that we have on our roadmap for the year is what we call task lists. And this is something that was very handy for us within Teamwork, which is a project management system. So we're bringing the same concept in. And yes, you're basically going to be able to create lists of tasks and deploy them over to the website. Care alert. Yes, let's see. Do we have any? Please let me know. What do you think? Is that something that you're going to be implementing within your business? Yes or no? Yes, I do it. That's awesome, Manfred. I'd love to see a tool that allows us to remind the client for all their outstanding tasks. As we get project slip with some clients, then they email to say, what do I need to do? Great. So you already have that. This is called the automated reports. This is now we have automated reports for daily roundups and weekly roundups. So during the project, turning on the daily reports is actually going to push the client really hard. And that's going to help you build the momentum that a project needs to get to fruition. So I would like to encourage you, during a project, turn on daily reports. After the project, for care plans, turn on weekly reports. So we don't need to stress them out on a daily basis. Yes, how about export function for tasks in case the internet is not working? So yes, click here, right? That's for Petra, in case the internet is not working, right? Yes, for new clients, not sure how to deploy for existing care-only clients. Yes, for new clients, What do you mean care only, Teresa? Existing care only clients. So you mean you have clients that have no support? They only do you only do the updates for them, I guess. Is that correct, Teresa? Yes, for me, yeah, we have some clients whose sites we didn't design and our feedback isn't installed. So install it for sure and just use the same systems. So like you want to create simplicity within your own business so that you can actually perform some of those stuff. A lot of times we're creating complexity where simplicity is what is needed. And the reason why a lot of us create complexity is because we are tech savvy. So to us, our reality is jumping between different apps and different tools. And but actually, when it comes to managing clients and creating workflows that work, you want to keep things as simple and straightforward as possible. And so, yeah, install it and do the same. What does a weekly report look like? I'm concerned if there isn't much happening for a week, just plug in updates, but no requested changes. Will it appear too thin? Yes, it will be just like a small roundup of what is happening in there. But then also you wanna make sure that they have a record of those future tasks. You know, the stuff that they haven't commissioned yet, but they're getting a weekly report or a weekly kind of list of their potential work that can be done on the website. And if you're going to be following this, if there isn't work on the website, it's not because, I'm sure that it's not going to be because you haven't done it. It's just going to be because they haven't approved it. They haven't followed up on the stuff that they needed. So in most cases, it's going to be on them, and it's just going to create that accountability that they need to actually complete some stuff. Right, we can install it. Yes, reporting. So I'm going back to Fanny. Yes, for me, the reporting form Atarim is new, so I definitely will check this out. That's awesome. The reporting form over there. Yeah, this one, the export is just a mechanism. It doesn't like, it's just for us, it's just a means to be able to, for our users to export data out of the cloud. But really, for now, it's not, it's just going to create like a CSV around this. What does a weekly report look like? So I can even show you the weekly report, Lena. So we're getting on the same page. The template is also branded with your colors, with your logo. Summary of the week. Right? Simple, straightforward. This is what we've done. And this is what we completed. Yeah. So these are all the pending stuff, basically. Let's see if we have any other questions. There was one more point that I wanted to talk about that I now forgot. But if not, we're going to wrap this one up. Can install this one. Yeah. Any other questions, guys, before we wrap this up? If everything is clear, all that is left to do is to implement within the business. No thanks. That's awesome, Heiki. Great. So have an awesome week, everyone. Wait, what was the thing that I wanted to share and I forgot?
Well, while you think about that, we won't have one of these next week because we're doing 2.0. But we are going to carry on. I think we're going to make them bi-weekly. We aren't sure yet. But we'll let you guys know. And yeah, what we might do actually is, I just had an idea, is to ask you guys what you would like us to talk about in terms of the tool. That might be interesting. But we've got loads of stuff coming in the next week or so. So yeah, these will be delayed for around 2 weeks.
Yes.
I think next one will be a demo of 2.0. So it'll be more of like just an observing thing instead of just, actual having interaction. But the week after that, we'll have something else, I think.
Okay, so when it comes to generating client reports, we're using the tools that are working on the website. Like for our case, it's Manage WP, but this can also be done with GoDaddy Pro. It's can be done with Main WP or Infinite WP. There's a few of them that are out there that will do that. When it comes to client reports, it's mostly technical stuff that we're sharing with them. So what we updated, the plugins that we updated, the performance of their website, the security stuff that they kind of made sure it will work. Would like more direction on how to implement the wireframe option for new clients. That's great, Sue. That could be like a full-on session. And have you been with us last week when we were talking about the design? Yes, but need more info. No problem. You got it. You got it. All right. Cool, guys. Have a great week. And yeah, let's get to work. Bye, everyone.